In recent years, sports have been drawing great attention as a tool to promote social participation of diverse people, including persons with disabilities, as well as being recognized as the source of meaning of life and a way to enhance self-esteem. In this video, the way how to utilize the sports is introduced as a means to promote social participation of persons with disabilities. It is estimated that approximately 15.4% of the world's population and about 1 billion people are having disabilities according to the statistic. The World Health Organization, which reported this figure, points out that persons with disabilities are one of the most marginalized groups. And furthermore, 80% of persons with disabilities are living in developing countries. Also, approximately 20% of such people are living in extreme poverty, and it is said that those are having some forms of disability. Persons with disabilities are limited their opportunities for health, education, and employment, and this chain of negative factors creates a more vicious cycle of poverty. As one of the reasons behind of situation, there are social barriers existing and greatly hinder the social participation of people with disabilities. Other issues such inadequate laws and policies, lack of information and physical accessibility, discriminatory attitudes and prejudices, etc. are also obstacles to the social participation of persons with disability. Sports can be recognized as a tool to solve such issues. Sports not only contribute to eliminating prejudice and discrimination against persons with disabilities, but also create opportunities to participate in society and have the effect of enhancing their confidence and self-efficacy towards their abilities. Each successful experience accumulated by sports leads to the confidence and becomes a driving force to change people and society. However, persons with disabilities tend to be remaining as a marginalized group, even in the world of sports. According to a 2019 survey conducted by the Japan Sports Agency, the percentage of persons who have not engaged in any sports activities even once in the past year is 20.4% among persons without disabilities, while it has been found that about half of persons with disabilities do not have access to opportunities to participate in sports. Let's clarify how sports actually contribute to the social participation of persons with disabilities. In recent years, the concept of sports development and peace has been advocated and suggesting that sports can be a tool for development and peace. Here are 3 key elements related to sports and development. Sport development. Development related to sports. Development by sport. Human development through sports. Development through sport. Social development through sports. Let's take a close look at each case. Sport development is to promote sports itself, cultivate potential grassroots layer of athlete population, and provide more opportunities to participate in sports. Here, we are introducing one successful case of sports promotion for persons with disabilities in Iwate Prefecture. In Iwate Prefecture, one project has been implemented to create more opportunities for children and adults with disabilities who live in this community to help them to do more outing by applying inclusive sports. The Iwate Prefecture Sports Association for Persons with Disabilities has been organizing instructional workshops on inclusive sports called Takyu Volley in various areas of the region since 2013. Takyu Volley is a game in which a team of 6 people sitting in chairs and rolls a ping pong ball containing a small metal ball using a table tennis table and returns the ball to the opponent's court within 3 strokes. Mr. Miura, who played a central role in introducing Takyu Volley to Iwate Prefecture, has part of this project, recalls some project outcomes as follows. When I first encountered Takyu Volley, I was really shocked. And at the first time when I played this game, participants were only persons without disabilities. There were no persons with disabilities. However, the excitement and fun we had when we played this game were really unbelievable, and we enjoyed it like children. When I saw this game, I thought if we could promote this game as a sport for persons with disabilities who usually find it difficult to participate in other sports, it would be a great opportunity and very interesting to have fun together. Also, this game can be played with sitting in a chair, so persons with severe disabilities can also join easily. And since Takyu Volley is such a fun game for non-disabled persons, I quickly thought that it could be a great chance to promote the idea of inclusive society by playing this sports together among persons with and without disabilities. In 2016, Iwate Prefecture hosted the National Sports Games for persons with disabilities, and Takyu Volley was adopted as an qualified open game in Iwate, and about 230 children and adults with disabilities from Iwate Prefecture gathered to play this game. This number was close to the total number of delegates representing Iwate Prefecture for the national sports game, which was around 300 people. Even the game is not played well. There are always a lot of smiles. So I think the biggest charm of this sport is being able to enjoy in a really good mutual atmosphere among players. I think the biggest outcome is that people who have difficulty participating in sports, namely persons with disabilities, are now coming out on the center stage and be able to participate in sports. This is truly important. It's also becoming more inclusive environment among staff and supporters. I am so happy to see not only welfare workers but also many other ordinary sports supporters are included among Takyu Volley support staff team. This is what we are in now. At the Takyu Volley tournament held in February 2023, it is said that about a half of the participants were persons with disabilities, regardless of age and gender, not only those with quadriplegia, but also those who are totally blind also participated. And through this Takyu Volley tournament, the entire community is energized. One of the exciting part of Takyu Volley as an inclusive sport is that it is not uncommon for teams consisting of only elderly people to beat teams of young people sometimes. Development by sports means using sports to empower and develop individuals. It focuses more to people. Here, we will introduce the case to support the social participation of persons with disabilities in Laos. Asian Development with the Disabled Person, ADDP, is a non-profit organization with a headquarters in Itabashi-ku, Tokyo, and a branch office is located in Laos. Majority of persons with disabilities in Laos are living in rural areas. They are still limited in their opportunities to participate in society, and often they are living quietly at home under the protection of their families. It is also important for persons with disabilities to participate in society and lead independent livings. However, in the reality, it is difficult for them to access education and employment in the first place, even when they wanted to be independent. In such environment, ADDP is promoting sports and employment for persons with disabilities as twin-track approach. Through promoting sports among persons with disabilities, they are greatly motivated and gained confidence from sports, and the spirits of independence are also nurtured. After this empowerment process, ADDP provides work support and vocational training for persons with disabilities and help them to lead socially independent livings. Through those experiences, ADDP has collected data, and with those evidences, it proved that the willingness and desire to work among persons with disabilities who particularly practice sports are much higher than that of persons with disabilities who don't practice sports. In fact, many para-athletes in Laos have achieved employment, and it indicates that the motivation to work and sports among persons with disabilities are integrated tightly. ADDP also provides a virtual work environment where vocational training trainees with disabilities can put their acquired skills into real business practice. This is where the trainees can learn real-life business, and also it helps them to start their own businesses. Such role models of persons with disabilities who succeeded in the workforce and sports also visit in rural areas in regular basis and organize seminars to empower other potential persons with disabilities in provinces. JICA is working closely with ADDP to promote awareness and support towards sports development for persons with disabilities and grow more numbers of sports trainers and coaches for persons with disabilities in entire Laos. Development through sport. Development through sports. What is social development through sports? Development through sports means to use sports as a means to solve social issues. Here, we introduce initiatives aimed at improving the social status and empowerment of women through sports in Tanzania. In Tanzania, the belief such sports are only for men is deeply integrated among society, and opportunities for women to participate in sports were extremely limited. In 2017, the first women's athletics competition in the country, called Ladies First, was organized by JICA and the National Sports Council of Tanzania. However, it wasn't just the competition that actually took place. This competition aimed not only discovering and fostering female athletes through the competition, but also to organizing the sides events between the competition to aim to improve the social status of women and empowerment. Such uniqueness was observed in this competition. The fourth tournament, held in 2023, received about 210 female athletes, twice as many as the first competition's total participants. Side events were also held at the competition venue, and events featured such contents including health checkups, guidance on the use of menstrual products, and awareness raising on violence prevention against women and children. Brochures were also distributed to children visiting the venue to raise awareness on preventing sexual harassment and early pregnancy, and to emphasize the importance of protecting themselves. This initiative aims to foster opportunities for women to participate in sports spontaneously and to create a safe society in which they can perform and be active through sports. Those three cases demonstrate that promoting sports is not just about the sport itself, but can also achieve social development and peace through sports. How can we create a society where no one is left behind, including persons with disabilities, through sports? Since 1993, JICA has been conducting a training course focusing on sports for persons with disabilities and nurturing worldwide the leaders in adapted sports. JICA participants are staying for approximately 1 month in training course, and the goal of this course is to acquire a wide range of knowledge and skills by learning the history and overview of adapted sports in Japan. The use of sports as a tool to promote social participation of persons with disabilities through empowerment and interaction between persons with and without disabilities. We spoke with Mr. Daisuke Hashimoto, course leader and CEO of COIL, Co-Innovation Laboratory, about the goal of training course to promote the social participation of persons with disabilities through sports. COIL is entrusted by JICA for this training course. The purpose of this KCCP is to acquire skills that can solve social issues which hinder the social participation of persons with disabilities by utilizing sports as a tool. In the actual training program, participants learn not only about sports, but also to learn about what kind of challenges faced by persons with disabilities towards their social participation. By learning about such challenges, we can utilize the sports as a tool to solve such issues. For example, to create opportunities for persons with disabilities for outing, empower persons with disabilities who participate in sports and raise awareness of sports for persons with disabilities. By learning such general and wide scopes of sports activities for persons with disabilities, it leads to change the bias against persons with disabilities and enable to learn such deep layer of social structure. Let's look at the actual training. JICA Tokyo Center. At JICA Tokyo Center, a sports training was conducted. Training contents include the guidance how to use wheelchair. In order to use a wheelchair in daily living, participants learn how to provide guidance from the perspective of wheelchair users, starting with basic technique learning such as how to push the wheelchair, apply the brakes, turn corners, and pick up small items from the floor, as well as how to assist the user. This is a technique called caster lift, which enables wheelchair users to overcome a small 5 cm step. This technique can not only expand the daily activity range of wheelchair users, but also change their lives completely in some cases. The training content is not just about techniques, but also being granted to learn about positive effect, such what kind of change is brought to the lives of wheelchair users psychologically, and what this wheelchair is meant for persons with disabilities. Additionally, participants also learn about important points to keep in mind when providing wheelchair operation guidance to persons with disabilities, such as the line of sight towards persons with disabilities while teaching and how to build mutual trust. Discussion session based on how to interact with persons with disabilities was also coordinated, and Ms. Moeno Hayashi, wheelchair user, was invited as a moderator of discussion.
I feel grateful about Japan that they share this knowledge, that we really gain a lot about disability, how we want to modify the games for them, and how actually Japan's knowledge from the big district, from the whole country, how do they go down from the prefecture and they implement this knowledge. So I feel like I gain a lot of knowledge. Like today we learn how to use a wheelchair and how to be a coach so that we can bring back our country and teach our small young children. I never know I can do this. We need to take this opportunity. I really appreciate this opportunity. Like every second I'm here to learn from you all.
The most impressive thing is to understand that there really are techniques as to how you can use the wheelchair. As simple as it is, as simple as you may assume that it's just moving, but you get to understand how to do the stamp, how to move on a difficult place, how to brake, and so many other skills that we have done throughout the course. So it is so impressive to get to understand that it's not as easy as it looks, and you really have to invest in learning on how to do it. And at the end of it all, it simplifies the life of people with disabilities.
Rikuzen Takata City, Iwate Prefecture. In this city, a Takyu volleyball tournament was held, and JICA participants who came to Japan also joined. Through the exciting match with local residents who came from various different age and disability groups, JICA participants could learn about inclusive sports through their actual practices. I think participants who come here for JICA training are from developing countries, and they might have similar challenges to those in Iwate Prefecture. For example, there are such persons with disabilities who do not have any means of transportation to facilities. Or some people may believe that there are no sports that can be played due to certain types of disability. We are thinking that we need to create an environment where people can participate easily in sports in their local community. And we do think Iwate Prefecture needs such environment. Therefore, not only in Japan, but also anywhere in the world, if Takyu volley's charm will be spread more internationally, like every time JICA participants will come to experience this Takyu volley, there is a growing expectation that this project will be developed more to be larger international exchange project. I can't help but hoping this future prospect of Takyu volley. Takyu volley, which does not require large-scale facilities or funding like Paralympic sports, and it can be considered an inclusive sport that is relatively easy to promote. It is also one of the few sports in which all participants can enjoy themselves together, regardless of age, disability, and whether they are in the same team or opponent teams.
We have been introduced to some sport events such as Takyu volley, the balloon volleyball. We didn't know about those. Yes, there might be some ice-breaking activities, but if we can also consider them, they become a great event which we can introduce them to people with disabilities. So basically, that's what we are taking back home. The new skills that we've gained from the program.
Especially today was a really great day with learning Takyu volley, but also meeting the different athletes and also with disability, that how it can be such a in development, the physical but also the mentally, for it helps for development in social life. What is the most important is that we sharing the experience from the different country, from Malawi, from Laos, from Malaysia. So this is a great program to know each other, but also to share our best experience and to learn.
Through these activities, the participants gain necessary ideas how to apply adaptive sports in their own countries. Upon the completion of training course, they are expected to formulate action plans to be implemented in their respective countries after their return home. Now, how those ex-JICA participants who have completed the training course are contributing in their own countries. Let's take a look of Uzbekistan and Thailand as examples. Since fiscal year 2017 and continuing to the present through fiscal year 2019, participants from Uzbekistan have participated in KCCP JICA training course. There have been several achievements in multiple aspects, as the ex-JICA participants have been actively engaged in their respective roles. We introduce some cases of notable achievements. Ms. Azamatova Nigora Isakhodjaevna used to play tennis to aim to be a professional tennis player once, but she was forced to give up her dream due to her injury.
I want to work with girls, with women who were cut off from society due to injuries and various reasons. Because in our country, sport is not much developed.
After the injury, while she was promoting opportunities for women to participate in sports regardless of disability, she became interested in JICA training course and had a chance to participate in the training. After returning her country, she started some activities such as establishing a new curriculum on sports for persons with disabilities at the Uzbek State University of Physical Culture and Sport. She also organized workshops and practical training sessions in collaboration with research institutes and expanded more range of activities. At the Chinabad Sanatorium, where Mr. Shokruk has been volunteering, the Japanese origin inclusive sport of Takyu volley has become very popular. After returning his country, Mr. Shokruk introduced Takyu volley to his sanatorium. A Takyu volley room was set up, and since medical staff and patients have been playing Takyu volley, some physical and psychological effect among patients were positively observed. Currently, He is also conducting research on Takiwale along with Mr. Rashid, who also participated in the 2020 JICA training course.
For success, it is their cognitive abilities is developed. Secondly, their mother, parent is getting funny, eliminating their stress. So I think these two successes I get maybe, yeah.
Since the academic research on Takiwale is not much advanced in Japan, this research is quite a progressive initiative.
In Uzbekistan, there is a different kind of sports, for example, Paralympic kind of sport, but it is for professional para athletes, professional people with disabilities. They can training in this kind of sport, but in the amateur people with disability sport, there is I don't know.
Furthermore, Mr. Shokruk has continued his efforts to promote this sport by appearing on nationwide TV program to promote the effectiveness of Takiwale and working hard to mobilize the fund to promote more sports for persons with disabilities, demonstrating impressive appeals utilizing the knowledge gained from JICA training course. After participating in the training course, Mr. Rustam John has promoted sports for persons with disabilities and the elderly, and formulated this project as National Strategic Plan to encourage social participation of persons with disabilities and the elderly through sports. The project he created was recognized as an executive order and brought the significant impact. The project has been implemented as a national medium-term plan until 2030. He also worked with the JICA Uzbekistan office to procure sports equipment and continued to promote more opportunities of sports engagement among citizens of Uzbekistan. Since continuous and multifaceted results are being achieved in Uzbekistan, it is expected that more positive actions are achieved by ex-JICA participants such Mr. Rustamjan, who completed JICA KCCP, will lead this momentum to be agent of change to bring good impact to the society as a whole. Thailand, Bangkok, October 2022. A follow-up training program for the JICA KCCP promotion of social participation of persons with disabilities through sports was held at APCD, Asia Pacific Development Center on Disability. After returning their respective countries, the participants presented their implemented action plans, how they utilized the knowledge and skills they acquired during the training courses from 2019 to 2021, and showcased their achievements. The program also provided a new learning and good interaction opportunities among participants. During the 7-day training program, the participants learned in depth about the concepts, objectives, and effects of activities such as samspel, originated in Sweden, and balloon volleyball, and expanded their knowledge. The program was enriched by the participation of various resource persons who are actually participants, colleagues, and direct stakeholders who closely work with them. They also visited a support facility for persons with autism, where one of ex-JICA participants introduced inclusive sports based on his action plan. Contents of training program was very fruitful. Mr. Wacharapol Chungcharon, who participated in KCCP in 2020 and is currently a staff member at APCD. What kind of outcomes did he achieve by participating in the program?
I think this is a good opportunity to develop myself and to empower persons with disability to support, because I think sport is one of effective tools to empower persons with disability, and I believe that this sport or physical activity can let them gain confidence And after they gain confidence, they have human relations and they can become agent of change. That's why I interested in joining in this program. And another point is, in terms of international cooperation, I would like to close the gap between developing countries and development countries in terms of support development. The first reaction is inspiration because I am a person with disability and I can do and I can introduce that they inspire not only person with disability themselves but person without disability too. They got inspiration that the second is they enjoy with my section because they feel that they're happy with my physical activity that I provide and they would like to disseminate more and more. The third point is about the knowledge creation that person with disability can do, can be facilitator, have some idea to disseminate the activity that I provide to their colleagues, their network.
APCD, which partnered in realizing this follow-up training, is very active in promoting the social participation of persons with disabilities in the Asia-Pacific region. We spoke with Somchai Rungsil, the APCD Community Development Manager, about the changes brought by Mr. Wacharapol by participating in this training.
That after the JEPB, Mr. Wacharapol come back, finish the training course conducted by JICA. So we have more wider view related to disability inclusive sports. So within APCD, we can develop more activities to develop person with disability, their parents, their teachers, and other partners in order to promote disability inclusive sport in our region.
After completing KCCP, the participants can use the knowledge they have learned to engage in actual activities in their own countries. Then, after implementation of activities, they will repeat the process of learning and action and build more confidence through this process. The knowledge they have learned is expected to lead to promotion of social participation of persons with disabilities. There are many places in Japan and around the world where have already been utilizing sports. By sharing such great effectiveness of sports, which we all know among ourselves, I sincerely hope that we can work together to promote further this significant value to the world, that sports can be greatly used as a tool to promote the social participation of persons with disabilities. Sports contribute to the elimination of prejudice and discrimination against persons with disabilities. And through the accumulation of successful experiences gained by practice of sports, persons with disabilities can more enhance their confidence and self-esteem towards their own abilities, and eventually this strength leads their independence. Sports also contribute to strengthening the bond between people who play the sports together, and it becomes the driving force to overcome any difficulties. JICA strives for realizing a peaceful society where everyone, regardless of gender, age, culture, social and economic status, and disability, can enjoy sports and lead a happy and fulfilling life through it.